Ladies and gentlemen, Hex community of all ages, hey, Jake Freedom here, coming to you live from YouTube for this week's HexDekanomics. And this week, the deck we're going to be looking at is a 20 or under deck. It is going to be a mill deck, and it's actually brought to you by one of the viewers. Some of you may know him as Frostwind. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that right. He suggested this deck on one of the previous HexDekanomics. I asked him to say, hey, can I showcase that deck on the next episode? And he said, sure, no problem. In return, I told him I'd give him a shout out. So again, thank you very much, Frostwind. Again, hopefully I'm pronouncing that right. So yeah, this deck here is going to be a mill deck. He labeled it as a charge mill deck, and it kind of bases off of, gaining charges, draw cards, or discard cards from your opponent. This, that, and the other thing. So let's go ahead and take a look at it and see what it all consists of. I did make some changes to it, and I was just testing it out, so they're not set in stone changes, anything like that. Before we get into the deck, though, some of you may notice that there is no camera tonight, so you can't see me. Basically, it's because I'm wearing a green shirt, and if anybody's familiar with green screens, green shirts and green screens don't work, so it looks kind of funny. I'll turn it on for a second just so you can see it, and you can see right through me. And I didn't feel like changing my shirt, so that is why there's no video. All right, so let's take a look at the deck here. What do we have? Well, first of all, let's take a look at what it was supposed to be. Everything in here is supposed to be here except Twisted Fate and Crackling Rot. In place of that, the original deck consisted of 4 Pulse Reactor. And you're actually supposed to have 3 Shrine of Prosperities. I didn't have any, so I had to go out and buy them, and there was only 3 available in the auction house, so I bought what I could. The other one, they wanted gold for, and I wasn't going to pay that much gold for it. I thought that was kind of ridiculous. So there's only 3, but there's supposed to be 4. For a total of 20 shards to 8 Sapphire, 8 Blood, and 4 Shards of Cunning. The other cards in the deck are going to be 4 Chronic Madnesses, 4... Killblade of the Milky Eye, and like I said, supposed to be 4 Shrine of Prosperity, 4 Time Ripples, and again, Twisted Fate isn't supposed to be there, but I have it in there right now. 4 Crackling Wit, and we have 4 Phoenix Guard Messengers. We have 4 Murders, 4 Buccaneers, and 4 Dementia Daisies. I played it a few times, with the original setup. Seemed to work okay. I've played it once with the new configuration here. It's tough to say. It's kind of 50-50 because, without the last game I just played, I could have used the Pulse Reactor. It would have worked out to exhaust some troops, but I think I was going to be dead anyway. So it's tough to say, what you want to do with that there. Now, pulling out the Pulse Reactors and putting in the Twisted Fate and the Crackling Rot, I would assume isn't going to create too much more cost, if any, since it's you're pulling out a uncommon and putting 2 commons in its place, so it might even lower the price of the deck a little bit. Like I said, it comes in, it's listed at 20. I think I saw it for, I want to say 19 and some change, somewhere right around there. Prices fluctuate so much, so you never know. The Shrine of Prosperities, I paid 300 platinum for these, so that's 900 right there. So if you were to buy 4 of them, you didn't have them, you'd be at $12. Just for those 4 cards, and so the rest of the money is spread out through the other cards, which most of them are commons. The only other one you have is going to be the Chronic Madness, which is a rare there, obviously, but I think that one's pretty cheap. Let's go ahead and take a look to see how much that card actually is. I don't think it's too terribly much, but I could be wrong. Chronic Madness is 200 platinum, so it's 2-4. You're going to look at $8 there, so that's going to bring it right up to 20. So it's real close to the 20 because like all the commons are going to be 2-3 platinum, and probably most of you probably have them as it is, so you wouldn't have to necessarily buy those. But again, it's right around that $20 mark, depending on what you want to do with it. So it's a fun deck. Mill decks are always kind of fun, whether or not they're going to be super competitive. It all depends on what kind of deck you're going up against. Like if you're going up a real fast Argo deck, you're probably not going to be able to mill them out in time. They're just not set up that way. At least right now. Maybe when future sets release, they'll a mill will become more of a thing. For lack of a better word, more of a thing, more of a top upper level, top tier deck. I don't know. Like I said, mill decks are they're kind of hit and miss. You either get the right cards or you don't. So that is the way the deck sits right now. So let's go ahead and just throw down against the computer with the configuration I have it in here. We'll see what happens, and we'll go from there. So let's see what our opening hand is. And your opening hand really has to be something you can use. You can't sit and wait. So if you draw bad, you're going to have to mulligan. You can't sit there with, 2 resource cards and 6 other cards that you can't play till turn 3. You need something that you can play almost immediately. So this here isn't horrible. It's definitely not the best. At least we can play, the Shrine of Prosperity. At least we have a time rope we can play. So that's not all that bad. So we're going to keep that just to see what happens. Oh, so we got to play second. So we've gone with Howling Brave. Now, we don't want to use our Time Ripples and our Buccaneers on something like Howling Brave. It's only 1 cost. It's not going to do anything for us. So we're just going to let that guy chill out there and see what he does. Obviously, he's going to use it for ramp. We all know how Wild works. So go ahead and start with a Sapphire Shard there. Probably should have started with the Shard of Cunning. But no big deal. Because, well, it probably will be a big deal, but I always do that. I always, I have those in there. I always forget. I don't forget to play them. I just don't. I don't know why. I only play them when I really need to, I guess, which by then you're kind of SOL. But all right, so we definitely want to play something here. So let's go and lay down the Blood Shard. Let's just go and throw out the China I always want to call it Porosity, but Prosperity. So we'll go and do that and see what he does here. Coming back at us, like I said, we don't have any of our mill cards in our hand right now. We just kind of have some control. So like I said, it's really up to your opening hand and how quickly you can get the mill deck to go off. All right, Crackling Wit. So he goes down. He gets 1 cost less. So now we'll go ahead and throw down our Shard of Cunning. Doesn't really matter what we're going to pick. I think we're going to choose Sapphire though, just because I want to. Alright, so let's go ahead and use our charge power. We'll go ahead and mill 3. Oh yeah, I forgot to say the champion is Nin the Shadow Warrior. For every 2 charges, bury the top 2 of your opponent. Oh, most of us probably know that. So let's see here. If we're not gonna be able to do much there. We can't do our Crackling Rot. Do we really want to time ripple that? Probably not. We could throw out Buccaneer, because that would at least be able to ripple it. And can we do that? No, we can't. We only have 2. Right? Because if we would have played our Shard of Cunning the first turn, we'd be able to play right now. So we can't. We could do time ripple, but that's kind of a waste. I don't really want to do that. So we might as well just go down, throw down another Shine of Prosperity. Now, do they stack? I don't know. Like I said, I didn't have this card, so I don't know if they stack or not. So let's see if they do. Some of you probably know the answer to that one. I certainly don't know, so we're going to find out. It's one of those rares I never did get from Shards of Fate set, so that's why I had to buy them. I was kind of bummed there was only 3 in the auction house, though. Why couldn't there be 4? So now there's none in the auction house, can I relist them and kind of jack the price up? Nah, I won't do that. I don't know if that would work anyway. Okay, so they don't necessarily, yeah, they do stack. So look at that, Crackling Wit went down to 0 now instead of 1. So they do stack. That's nice to know. So that's kind of a free card we have in our hand there. So now would be a good time. See, Bouncing Honeycap, I'm not a big fan of because its stats remain, and then it comes back into play, and gets, it again. So bouncing that one's not going to be something we want to do, unfortunately. What should we do here? Not a whole lot we can do. Well, we could probably crack one of these wits here. Maybe go for, hopefully, shoot for a murder. I can live with that one. We can play that one. Bear some cards. Drop that guy. So if he does attack, we can at least block and kill it. So let's just sit there and see what happens. Just keep some resources open just in case. So he is going to attack with it. What is he going to do? Well, let's see if we can block. It's the AI. Who knows what he's going to do? He could do anything. He's not going to do anything. He's just going to let it die. If that were me, I don't know if I would have done that if that were me, but oh well. Okay, so we're ramping into more threshold. Bring out Tyrannosaurus Hex. That's fine. Okay, we can do that. I feel like time rippling that right now. Yeah, I think that was right. All right, so now we got a free cost Chronic Madness here, which is kind of bomb there. So let's go ahead and crack that dude off for free. Not going to cost us anything. Could do Crackling Rot to get rid of that guy. We could certainly Buccaneer him, but again, it's only 2 costs. We don't want to do that. We want to I think we're going to save the Buccaneer for when he brings back out the Tyrannosaurus Hex there. So do we want to trade that for that? Kind of seems like a waste. We do gain a charge, but I kind of want to save the charges for the Dementia Daisies. So it is a quick action too, though. So let's just sit for right now and see what we got. I don't want to fire that one off yet, because I just want to save that. Okay, so I can use Buccaneer or the Crackling Rod, depending on what he brings out here. Okay, yeah, we'll go ahead and we'll take the 2. That's fine. I don't have a problem with that at all. Right now, anyway. Okay, so now here it comes back, which we expected it to do. So don't really want to do that, so we'll just let it ride. Now we're at the end of our turn here. We might as well fire off one of these. Kill Blade. Again, those are, you gain a charge. With that, we're going to gain 3 charges off of that. Now we really need the Daisy cards out here. That would be sweet. So now let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and bounce him again. Accept, bounce. We'll do that. Yep, we'll resolve him. We'll put our Shard of Cunning. Go up to 4 charges. Doesn't really matter what we pick. Yeah, it actually kind of did, but, well, no, it doesn't, because everything is 1 threshold, I believe. I hope so. That's one thing I wish they would kind of do. I mean, it's not that it's a huge deal, but when you go to do one of those fetch thresholds, the screen blurs out, and if you don't remember what threshold you have, you're like, crap, what do I have sitting there? So, oh well, it is what it is. Okay, so nothing else we can do here, so let's go to our end phase and pass it along. So we haven't milled too terribly much right now. We're at 46 to 38 cards. Yeah, we'll go ahead and just block that and get rid of it. It's been kind of an annoying card the entire time. Alright, Gigantosaur. Which shouldn't be a problem. Okay. Man, the Dementia Daisies would be sweet to have out right now. Unfortunately, we don't have them. Alright, so we'll go ahead and bury 2 more. And we'll go ahead and fire this guy off. Pass our turn. He is going to attack. We will certainly block. That's fine by me. Okay, he's going to come out. He's going to be a 7/7. Alright, so we're getting 3 more charges off of that guy. Now we are going to take some damage. Okay, first of all, let's go ahead and fire that off. Crap. It is not looking good. Bury 2 more. Alright. So the best we can do is take 5, because he's obviously going to attack with that, and we can, you know, give it -2/-2, but we need to do something with him. We need to draw into a murder, or do we take the 7, or do we fire this off? I don't really want to do that, though. I think we'll just take the 7 and see what happens. Not good, my friends, not good. Another resource. So that is going to be game right there. Like I said, it's kind of hit or miss on what you're going to get. You know, you need to start out with the right, you need to start out with some of those mill cards in your hand. You need to have them in your hand to get going. Alright, so we can't do anything there. We're going to take some damage. We're obviously going to die. And that is the Charge Mill deck. It's kind of a fun deck, especially now that I know that the Shrines of Prosperity here, they kind of stack. So that'd be kind of cool, especially when you get a troop, and the troop gets +1/+1. So now it's getting, you know, +2/+2, which is kind of nice there. So I guess we'll just go ahead and kill him so we don't take that one. Might as well. Something to do, right? And we are defeated. You know what? I'm beginning to wonder if I have yet to win a game on one of these HexDekanomics. I think I have, haven't I? I'm not sure. I have to go back and look at the videos. Another defeat. Oh well, so be it. So that is this week's deck. I'll pull the card manager back up here again so you guys can take a look at it for real quick and pause the video and whatnot. I'll also post the link in the description below to the original deck if you guys want to check that one out. So hopefully you enjoyed it. If you do, give it a thumbs up if you want to let me know something about the deck, or maybe you have a deck you'd like to suggest you want me to showcase on the next episode of HexDekanomics. Certainly, by all means, leave me a comment or a link to it on the TCG Browser deck builder. That's where this one came from here. Or however else you might want to do it. And again, if you want to see more of these videos, you got to click subscribe down below, and we'll have another video for you soon.